afternoon, and welcome to From the Second Row.
From the second row.
I'm Brenda Rozzi, and this is my
and Rich
partner
Russell.
in crime.
And if things go well, this could be the last time here.
Yes.
On this stage.
Right.
But
okay.
Okay.
But anyway, first of all, before we start, I want to extend our condolences to the families of the 3 victims from the jet set roof collapse in the Dominican Republic. The victims were Gustavo Noel Suero, Fray Luis Rosario, and Florinda Rojas. Fray Luis Rosario owned Terra Luna, and Florinda Rojas is the sister of Santiago Mateus, who a lot of you know has a radio program. So we, like I said, we want to extend our condolences.
It's a sad commentary that once you were born, you weren't guaranteed anything.
Right.
These people were taken the prime of their life.
Oh, yeah.
Productive. It's a shame that they're departed. My heartfelt sympathies go to their families and their friends. Now, this afternoon, both Brenda and I are going to be going at various times to a wake of somebody that had the luxury of almost seeing his 99th birthday. Navy veteran, if I'm not mistaken, of World War II and the Korean conflict, Robert Gagney.
Right.
His wake is this afternoon.
From 3 to 6 at Farrah's.
3 to 6 at Farrah's Funeral Home.
Yeah, nice man. Nice man.
Nice guy.
It was driving up until January. And he had, he fell and
That's
downhill. Unfortunately, from there.
We know a little bit more.
A little bit longer than but I said, enjoyed going to the Elks or going to the Reliefs for his beer.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Good guy.
Okay.
All right.
On to more sorrowful issues.
Okay.
Tonight we were supposed to have a Personnel and Administration Committee meeting regarding the 90-day temporary reappointment of the acting personnel director. But for a variety of reasons,
it was canceled.
It was canceled. I don't know why.
Well, we kind of guessed it.
Is it
But we can't assume, because you know what happens when you assume something.
I got a lot of assuming over there. Come on, you know it and I know it. But on the brighter side of the Lawrence City Hall scene, we may be playing gravedigger, getting into a review of the Lawrence Redevelopment Authority financial statements, finances.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I keep hearing there are people maybe looking for life jackets.
I mean, so for 40 years, the LRA
did nothing.
Haven't really, and now it's all of a sudden all this money. And the thing is, who's benefiting? And is it the residents of Lawrence? I don't know.
Now, Brenda knows. I know where to go digging. I mean, I have looked at the developers. I have gone into the Secretary of State's office, looked at their corporate setup. I have gone into the Registry of Deeds, and I can make no connection between developers and local officials. I'll put it that way.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, we could say a lot about the previous years about developers throwing money and disappearing.
And I remember at one point when Mayor Rivera, I think he started doing some stuff because I remember going to meetings, with the LRA and all that, and then it kind of didn't hear. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, we gotta sell. Well, why? It makes you when you have a lot of properties all at once, you want to sell them. It makes you really question Why and what's going on?
Now, the LRA's contention is there was an agreement signed in, 2017 or something like that. We got to stick with that. Now, I'm going to go really extreme.
Yeah.
Back in the 1780s, an agreement was signed, part of which included the Second Amendment, the right to carry weapons. They want to change that, but the present-day politicians, no, we got to stick with this thing that's only 8 years old. Come on.
No.
There's something wrong somewhere along the line.
I know.
It is what it is.
But let's do the agenda, and then we can talk about other things. So first on the agenda is the roll call, the moment of silence, the Pledge of Allegiance, minutes for the 2 meetings.
Minutes. Minutes.
And then public participation, which Rich is always one of the 2 people for public participation. Him and Mr. Molly are the 2 that always get up and talk.
I will be honest. I let Mr. Molly go because I'm a tough act to follow. At times,
sometimes you are.
At times, I can stink up that council chamber with what I say.
Sometimes you are.
It is what it is.
Okay, so we can start off with public hearings. Approve alteration of all on-street parking plan at and around the Henry K. Oliver School. That's supposed to open, I think, in September, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out what to do with it.
Have they checked with the parking meter vultures if they're going to alter that?
They should, because where are the teachers going to park? There's not a lot of parking space. But someone had said there's part of a ball field that they've been using for construction. And someone says, why don't they turn that into a parking lot for the teachers?
At times, common sense is severely lacking in various offices in that political hierarchy.
Yeah, I guess, but
okay.
I just don't understand.
Let's see, that was the parking. This is from 22. This is
but that's matters.
This is 3 years old.
Yeah.
Request to change an ordinance. If it hasn't been changed now, we don't need to change it. That's my thoughts.
Yes, I know.
They're still playing around with a 4-point stop sign at East Haverhill and Berkeley Street. I don't know. Is that the intersection? No, that's
That's where the fountain is. East Haverhill and Berkeley is where the fountain is. The little island, it has the fountain, or it had a fountain. I don't know if I think it's still there. So when you come down East Haverhill Street, you can either take a right to go onto Berkeley or a left that will take you onto Newberry, going towards Newberry Street.
Okay, but again, that's 4 years old.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to jump a couple here.
Okay.
Discontinue use of a portion of Bay State Road as a public way. I think that is something is in the process right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I get no.
Yeah, that is definitely, and it's going to tie into the Boys and Girls Club in a way too, which is good.
Okay, let's see. Irving Avenue, one way from Hampshire Street to Saratoga Street. Yeah, I can go with that.
Yeah.
Well, I think this may be later on in the agenda. I'm not sure. No, it wasn't. But mentioned Irving Ave. Short Street, bridge over the Spigot River.
Yep. You mean Bridge Over Troubled Waters? I don't know.
It's not named after an Irishman. It's Majowicz. I can't even. Majowic. I think it's a Polish name.
Yeah.
The state is gonna help replace that bridge.
Okay.
$13 million. Okay, now, yet they're only going to spend minimal amount of money in rehabbing the bridge on Union Street over the North Canal. Minimal. I mean minimal.
So more people drive over the Union Street one.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But Irving Ave brought that up because I drove over it, and the bridge is full of potholes and all that good stuff.
And not surprised.
Let's see, what else have we got here? Irving, let's see. We got handicap parking. Now, these are all matters pending.
Right.
On 219 Prospect. Another one of my favorites, childcare parking, 6 Knox Street.
Yeah, okay.
Stop sign, High and High Lawn Ave. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got no problem with that. Now, let's see, we have a new category, anticipated for May 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, that's no parking, 402 Lowell Street.
160
Parking on
Garden.
4 Lowell Street's a horror show anyways.
Yeah. And Garden Street, 160 Garden.
Uh,
Oh, this is the next one. The amend zoning on Jackson Street from an R2 to B1 between Kendrick and the Spigot River. There's a lot more businesses, a lot more, there's a daycare, there's business where the funeral homes used to be. There's also a lot of apartments that, that are there. They remove handicap, okay.
Bigelow Street and East Havel Street, remove handicap.
Yeah, and 67 Farnham.
Okay.
Now we have the rezoning of a
Isn't
portion
this
of
the
city
one we
land.
just mentioned, the zone?
Yes.
Okay.
So now this is the rezoning.
That's a work in progress now.
Yes.
And it's open space recreation, which is good.
Yeah.
15-minute parking at 160 Union Street for Camilla Market.
Okay. And handicap parking Basswood Street, adjacent to Alder. All right.
Okay.
Don't have very many committee reports.
Well,
So
is
what is on? Is this the for tonight? Right.
that's the
So, okay. So can they still do that budget and finance one tonight?
let's see, budget and finance anticipated. That's tomorrow.
Report.
Now this is all tomorrow night.
Right. But this is on the budget and finance thing for tonight. So can they?
They're going to have to.
It's not 48
They're going
hours.
to talk about it.
They can talk about it, but it's not 48 hours. Can they still? What is the?
Well, they can send it up.
Okay. All right.
At least I think they can.
Okay. So authorized to expend $54,932.70, Commonwealth Transportation Infrastructure Enhancement Fund. Can't wait to see what that one is.
Housing Committee, no
None.
report, other than, do I dare mention, does that fall under her bailiwick?
What?
Kelly's housing, homeless?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Forget about that.
No. Okay.
We're not talking about that yet.
Now we have the Ordinance Committee. Olive in July, Sweet 16 Anniversary Feast, Campione Common, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., July 5th. At least they've come well in advance. It's not like the day before and saying, oh, by the way, we need this right away.
Well, there's one further down on new business that kind of blows the hell out of that theory.
Okay. Now we have a bunch of taxi renewals.
Taxi,
American, Liberty,
liveries,
Popular, Merrimack, 5-Star, Express, Rio Hondo, L&M, NYC, Town Livery. So those are all, now I guess they want the taxi cab owners to be present tonight, which I think is a good idea. They should have been there for the,
Wait a minute.
What?
We We got a new detective in charge of
Yes, yeah, yeah,
an Irishman, too.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. No parking, 50 Willow Street.
Removal of handicap parking, 108 Lexington Street. Order
That's the
public
order
hearing.
of public hearing.
Preach the word of God, various dates and locations. But it doesn't give the dates and locations, so we don't know.
One Voice, walk-in celebration, June 21st, 4 to 8, O'Connell Park.
Semana Hispana, Campanion Common, June 14th through 15th. Okay, normally it's,
Did they pass the carnival?
I don't know. Has it come before? I don't think it's come before them yet.
The carnival, I thought, was like 3 days before and 2 days after.
I don't know if they're doing that. I
thought
like the
they
carnival.
were.
I like the carnival where it is. Thank you very much. But you know what? They're not going to be able to do the carnival because they're going to be they're doing the common over, right?
Well, maybe they're letting the carnival do the groundbreaking.
Oh, maybe.
For the construction.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
You know, save a
Yeah.
little bit on the budget. They can go elsewhere.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
resolution recognizing the Lawrence High School theater program.
Oh my God! I have to tell you, they are phenomenal. We went this weekend to see Miss Saigon. These kids were absolutely, positively phenomenal. That's the only word I can say. They were just so great.
I went to one of their events years ago, and yes.
You know, I've seen West Side Story, I've seen In the Heights, and the shows keep getting better. You know, they deserve, and they just went to Orlando, I think, and they won awards in Orlando. So I mean, they're just great. And I have to plug, Teresa's son is in it, and he's so good, so good.
Now we have a resolution recognizing Lawrence High School varsity wrestler Hillary McDonald.
Hey.
Well.
Okay.
Now this anticipated report.
It ain't coming. It ain't coming.
Like they said, anticipated. They covered their butts on that one.
Yeah, but the other one was too for the budget and finance.
Yeah.
So
Public safety, zip. Economic development,
zip.
Committee of the whole. Nope.
Who's on the economic development committee? I've never even. Is that something new?
I think it is.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously, I have nothing to do because I don't do anything.
Okay. We don't even want to get into some of the tabled items because they're bogus. I mean, like I said, I've said it in the past. I thought Mark LaPlante had introduced something's there for more than 3 years. It's history.
Which it should be. I mean, yeah. Well, whatever. Well, let's get into new business.
Okay. Let's.
333 Lawrence Street, 15 minutes parking. Is it a store? What is it? Whatever.
Let's see. Where are we now? We still in
With new business.
new business.
Yeah, we have table matters now.
Okay.
You can do the next one, 142.
15-minute parking.
Oh, yeah, we did that one.
333 Lawrence Street.
City employee disclosure of conflict. Can't wait to see what that one is. Okay, what is this one?
Disclosure of conflict.
I can't even imagine. I don't even know.
Okay, 3-on-3 basketball tournament, scholarship fundraiser, Nina Scarito Park and Courts at Brook Street. I think they could have picked a better venue. That's kind of a rough neighborhood.
Well, it's 7 to 3, and it's in June. Plenty of notice. Okay, La Fiesta del Barrio Spray Park, 10 to 6, June 7th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, Elvis from Lawrence Community Works.
Out.
Craft for Alzheimer's, Howard Playstead, 5 to 8. Baseball event.
April 28th.
Rosa Walker, and then in brackets it said, approval is time sensitive. requires a council vote on April 15th. Why do they allow short notice?
I don't know. That should be an ordinance.
I don't see any councilors' names that are really pushing it.
No.
City employee.
Another conflict of interest.
Okay, we got, let's see, handicap parking, 111 Arlington Street.
65 Tewksbury?
And we have one at 124 Oxford Street.
Okay, removal of handicap parking, 264 Ames Street.
Okay, we have 15-minute parking, 101 Bradford.
Okay. School bus.
Wait. I didn't think that Bradford was in Greg's district.
I don't know.
Okay.
School bus drop-off and pickup, 65 Jackson Street.
That's, is that right there at Jackson and Hampshire? I mean, Jackson and Haverhill?
I don't know. It doesn't say. It just says Parkside Children's Academy, wherever that might be. Oh.
Okay, now this one kind of fascinates me. Discontinuance of an alley slash, discontinuance of Empire Street slash alleyway between Appleton and Methuen Street.
Where is it?
I don't know. I mean, and those two things are not parallel to each other. They're perpendicular to each other.
Oh, we're going to have to find out.
Yeah.
Never heard of Empire Street, so what does that tell you? But Dan McCarthy, he knows. I hope. Authorization to expend $50,000 Mosaic Municipal Matching Grant. Okay.
Report and presentation on creating a thriving Lawrence program.
Okay.
Is this going to be a light show?
All
the stuff will just be sent to various committees, and then we'll put up with this in the next month or so.
Yeah. Appropriation transfer $5,000 from business and economic development, in-state travel to office supplies.
Okay. Appropriation transfer $5,200 from business and economic development, in-state travel to other purchase services. Now, that's $10,200. And what was it, 2 weeks ago, there was a budget freeze?
Yes.
They're scrounging. What happened to all the money? I'm sorry.
I don't know. Authorization to expend $515,000 40R incentive funds from DHLC, Mass DOT road projects for 2025-2026. Okay. Road projects.
Authority to expend $25,000 from the Com of Mass Deputy of Department of Attorney General for Nicky Jam Music and Art Center Design Agreement.
About time. It's been like how many years?
Well, no, about time is it was put on by Theo Rosario, acting city engineer.
How come he hasn't been brought up?
Well, I'm glad that acting is there.
Yeah.
You know what my thoughts on that are?
I do. Authorization to spend $17,500 firefighter safety equipment grant program for turnout gear, round 2 of funding for FY 2025, and put on by Paul Macaron.
Give them what they deserve.
Want. The police and the fire, definitely. And speaking of fire.
Yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow is a cookout for Chief Moriarty, who, as of the 18th of this month, will no longer be our fire chief, which I'm really upset about because I just can't say enough of what he's done for the city.
Yeah.
Neighborhood associations, he's always been there, always supported us. Thank God he was fire chief when we had the gas explosion, because I can't even imagine what it would have been like. But you know what? Good for him. Let him retire. He spent the summer on his boat, which I know he loves.
I can't talk him to bring the boat up the river so he can disappear down the river to Haverhill. He laughed when I mentioned it
Oh,
to
we
him.
could take a ride.
Yeah.
We could take a ride in the boat, you know.
I guess he's got to put up with a couple more years of his wife working before
Yeah,
she
yeah,
retires.
Yeah. But
But
she loves, yeah.
She's an integral part of
Lawrence General Hospital.
LGH.
Emergency, yes.
Yeah,
She
so,
is, yeah.
You know,
They both worked hard, and good for him for not good for us, but good for him. Resign.
It will be sad to see him go, but I have no doubt that the replacement, the several that are there, are capable of filling his shoes.
Right.
The only difference is he had considerably more time in the industry than they do.
Right.
But again,
And the other thing is, look at what since he's been here, he's replaced every single piece of equipment.
and he's
opened two.
replacing equipment that he replaced.
Right, exactly. So he's opened 2 fire stations.
Yeah.
Which Tower Hill and Bailey Street, which you can't complain about. But hey, do it now.
Oh.
And
Let's see,
what
I'm on.
is what?
We had a lot of time to kill, kid.
We do, so you.
Yeah, okay. All right.
You have a bunch of stuff, so that's
okay.
fine. I'll just sit here and watch.
I make no secret about it. I know where to look for just about
Thank goodness.
just about anything. I mean, it's all public record.
Right.
I don't go sneaking around asking somebody to open stuff for me that I have no right to know.
Right.
Without a legal reason. So this morning, I went into one of my favorite sites, only because I'm part of it too.
Right.
I am a political candidate, so all of my stuff is listed there on ocpf.us.
Right.
Go in there, and you would not believe what you can find. You open that up, and you get a website that has 2 rows of 4 boxes. I'm only going to cover the first 3 boxes in the top row because the rest of it's kind of Mickey Mouse stuff. The very first box is Browse Candidates. Okay? You click on that, Browse Candidates. Then you get another menu. It says File or Listing. You get another menu. It says All Registered Filers. Now, in the box that's directly below that, you can either type in a candidate's last name, comma, first name, or if you happen to know what their
campaign number?
Their campaign number, their OCPF campaign number is, you can type that in. That'll get you there just as well. I keep checking on everybody. I check. I'll be honest. I got nothing to hide. My campaign number is. It's easy to use the campaign number. My campaign number is 16125.
Yeah.
I checked 4. Last but not least was me. I mean, I know what I got.
Yeah.
I got a couple $100. Nothing big time. Let's put it that way. But I go in and I check. If you go in and search properly, you could find out how much money each person has, because this stuff is posted once a month.
Right.
The end of the month. So I go in, I check Brian DePena, Mayor Brian DePena, 16195. I checked Giovanni Rodriguez, 16191. They both started running about the same time. And the reason I have a lower number is I started running before them.
Right.
And they just keep adding it. And the last one I check is Manny Gonzalez, 18350. Okay, and out of that mess, each person you click on, you can also go in and do a search on the summary, which will give you a breakdown, tabulation of what's going on.
Right.
You can go in and do reports. which will give you contributions or expenses.
Right.
Expenses at times get interesting.
Yeah.
Some campaign treasurers can't write worth a darn. You can look at the data. You can look at letters that come from back and forth between candidate and OCP. You do a no-no, they will let you know. We have had a few that have done that.
Yeah, but it's good, and
Yeah.
at least we
And
know
then-
it's accountable.
Yeah, and then there's another one that says audit, where you can get in and actually get in and look at when and how their campaign accounts and hierarchy was created. Now, if you go over to the next box beside the browse candidate, there's a box that says follow the money.
Oh, okay.
You can search the contributors and you can search the expenditures.
Oh, okay.
Now, the contributors, anything under $50, your name will not probably be listed, okay? Anything above $50, your name, your address, and supposedly your
Occupation?
your vocation or lack of vocation.
Okay.
I mean, I have seen instances of people being unemployed donating $1,000. Duh! What's wrong with this picture?
That's scary. That's scary, though. Yeah, you got kind of scary.
Then you can go in and search expenditures. I pulled up. I'm not going to go in and mention it, but I mean, some of the stuff I pulled up this morning is eye-opening.
Yeah.
I would say, well, you saw it. You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Okay, and then if you go over to the next box, recent activity, report log, candidates' recent deposits. As of this morning, a local state senator deposited $4,000 in his campaign.
Wow.
And a very comfortably situated state senator with a lot of money, local. No,
Okay.
enough said. And then there's another one that in that same recent activity downlink is recently organized. I go in there and I keep looking because
who-
recently organized is also changed.
Right.
And I have not seen any change status in anybody in Lawrence.
So now, school committee, you don't need to do OCPF, right?
Huh?
If you're running for school committee, do you need to do OCPF?
School committees are excluded.
Okay.
And it's not everybody. I think it's communities of over 65,000
Okay.
residents
Okay.
that you have to. And I mean, they name them.
Yeah.
You know what cities and towns that do have to do it.
Yeah. I just wasn't, because I didn't think school committee had to, and now it's going to be a whole different school committee. Who knows? It's sad. It's, like I said.
We don't even want to get into that.
No, but, I like choosing who I want for my district.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you.
How do you, I don't know.
You've heard my rants and raves
I know.
about what they were in the process of doing. I don't like the way it was done.
Right.
And I don't like the fact that it was not mentioned that once the governor signed it, we were out of receivership.
Right.
People don't realize
But
that.
we're not out of receivership.
Huh?
We're not out of receivership.
Yes, we are.
We are?
Yes, we are. The fact that when the election occurs, we're going to have 3 school committee members at large.
But how come the Tribune didn't put, Lawrence School Department out of receivership?
Nobody knows about it.
Oh, okay, fine. Well, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
People don't talk to the right people. As I talked to the person that authored the bill. Yeah. I mean, that's a mixed emotion thing. You know the situation, I'm involved there.
Yeah,
But
I
again,
know,
it is what it is. He said, no, once that was signed, he says, basically we're out of receivership. And I guess it won't become final until the election. Now, the fact that they have changed going from 6 district candidates to 3 at-large candidates, whether those 3 at-large candidates will be sworn in after the vote has been certified prior to the January inauguration, I don't know. But again, you know, you and I both use this line. We can't make this up.
Not if you wanted to.
No, it isn't. I look at it and somebody once made a comment, democracy is the worst form of government going, but it's better than the rest of them. Well, I don't know. My own estimation, we're somewhere one step below democracy and one step above dictatorship.
Right.
Did I say that? I'm sorry.
And now I guess too with the Greater Lawrence, the city of Methuen is questioning the superintendent's salary. So I don't know what's going to happen there. That's going to be an interesting.
People say, how come you don't? I have enough problems in Lawrence. Not that I profess to be the savior. I point out issues. I don't have time to go point out issues in Methuen or Haverhill or any of these other communities. Lawrence is a time-consuming job.
Yeah, because every day there's something different.
Yeah.
I mean, you sit there and go, okay, oh, really?
You know what I mean? And you know, and it wasn't too bad up until 6 months ago. I had free access, and now I'm stuck with trying to do it on Reddit.
Yeah, you haven't heard from Zuckerberg, huh?
Got to get some money. You know, I mean, one individual in the city has told me how to do it. They've also told me that he says, go to the library and set it up there. I says, I don't want anything to do with a computer system that belongs to the city. He says, their computer system is not attached at all to the City of Lawrence .com.
Is it a private entity?
Huh?
Is the library?
I guess they have their own website.
Oh, okay.
So,
interesting.
Again, but now that presents another problem. I got to get a new cell phone number.
Right.
Because that's one thing that Facebook checks, and I've used my cell phone number, I don't know, numerous times to try to finagle my way in there.
Right.
And I'm not sure exactly how lenient the library system is in allowing me to upload a picture. Now you got to upload a picture.
Yeah, but how would you do it normally? I mean.
Well, I mean, I would just go my computer. I would just pull the picture up and tag you're it.
Yeah.
I mean.
But they must. I mean, because I would assume, because people go to the library all the time to do stuff like that, only because they don't have computers at home. You know, and I guess there's talk about opening the South Lawrence Library again, which I'm quite sure the people in South Lawrence are going to be ecstatic, because a lot of them who don't have computers or don't have cars, who can't get to the library on the north side, they have that venue again. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's what they need. They need someplace to go. You know.
Well, I have no doubt that the South Lawrence Library is on hold, because I think powers that be well beyond our understanding are probably trying to finagle something somewhere else, you know, for the best interest of the community. You know, I hate to be cynical.
But there's got to be something in the South Side, because there's
there has to be.
But you know, and seriously, and it's great because it's right across from the school. You know, people. You know, it's kind of central, whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be an interesting thing to see when and if, and you know, are they going to ask funding from the state for the library. Who knows?
But again, I remember, what was it, 5, 6 years ago when they shut it down? One of the reasons was it was going to be too expensive
To renovate.
to rehab.
Right.
And
I think the main floor is fine. I think the basement is where
Yeah.
the problems were.
it
Because,
may be problems with handicap
right, it has to be-
accessibility.
yes, it has to have handicap.
But I mean, I look, you know, I mean, you and I have talked about this, the amount of money that has gone into the mayor's office in salaries in the last 5 years, 3 years. Yeah, 3 years.
We could have revamped 4
Yeah,
libraries.
from five employees to 10,
What,
$330,000 in salaries,
what was Kendra's thing? 300,000
something like that, a little over 350,
Yeah.
something like that,
to
almost
a
a million.
What is in 1 year? What does that tell you? That makes you wonder. That really makes you wonder. You know,
Hey, subscribe to the theory, make the money while you can.
Yeah, I guess.
Life is short. Political life is even
Yeah.
can be even shorter.
Oh yeah. You know, and then we have, you know.
But
and,
again, we look at it.
well,
And
yeah. Well, they did the VSO office over. They painted and got new carpets. That looks really nice.
no.
And the new VSO is really nice too. So that's good.
And while we're on the same vein as about what's been going on, how it's allowed to happen. People are going to be running around. Nomination papers. 25 signatures. Well, you don't have to fill
Right.
them out. You know,
Right.
they give you 10. Well, okay, I got 10.
Yeah.
Which means I could collect up to 250 signatures,
Right.
but they say I need 100. They say 10% more,
Yeah.
or 15% more. The district councilors only need 50 signatures. At-large councilors need 100, and mayoral candidates need 250.
Right.
And the only ones that have any restrictions on their papers are the district councilors. They have to get the signatures in the district that they
Right.
wish to represent. That's
They-
kind of.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it is what it is.
representing, yeah.
But again, you know, so
Right.
you know, you're going to see them, and like I said last week or the last time, the you can only sign the papers for one district councilor. You can sign it. You can sign as many as you want, but the first in is the one that gets the signature.
Right. Well, but for district, if you sign, let's say I sign for District F. I don't live in District F, so my vote won't count.
It would get erased.
Right.
It'd be
So,
ignored.
you know, whatever district you live in, you
Yeah.
sign the papers for that person in that district.
Yeah.
Yeah. Councilor
Counselor at large, 3,
Right.
because that you can sign for up to the number of people that you can vote for.
Right.
You know, and the mayor, you can only again sign one. You can sign everybody's papers, but like I said, first person in gets the signature.
Right.
And as far as I know, there's only one person that had started. What did I do with them?
What are you looking for?
The
Oh, I don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
know what I did with them.
Oh,
The papers.
oh, it should be in there, in underneath the top thing. 'Cause I looked at it, but I gave it back to you. Oh, who
Nope.
won?
I think I found them.
Okay. Oh, it's upside down. Oh, who already?
Yeah, okay, there it is.
Okay.
Let's see. Mark LaPlante sitting with 49 certified signatures already.
Wow.
Nobody else has turned any in.
Okay.
Our friend Julio Mija, he's the only one that's pulled for Greater Lawrence School Committee.
Yeah.
Lenny Roa, Luis Robles,
Yeah.
and Santiago Reyes Cruz Jr., who is an associate of
Valley
Tom Duggan
Patriot.
and the Valley Patriot.
Right.
He pulled papers for
School committee.
school committee. I'm working my way up backwards. Yep. Mark LaPlante and Filbert Fleming Fiera. They pulled papers for F. Hey, that's got alliteration. District F and 3 Fs. Okay. Kind of like my report card in college. You know the best mark I got in college?
What?
College course? I got a B in softball.
Well, hey, you got a B.
I was playing softball at the time, too.
What's up with that?
Yeah. Okay, District D, we have Stephanie Infante, present counselor.
Right.
And Eric Machuca.
Machuca.
He pulled papers. Vivian Marmol in District D. Greg Del Rosario in District C. Rosalie Gonzalez in District B. Lives up in Great Chin Terrace.
I know what that is, but I don't know.
That's up off of Park Street. Or is it Arlington Street? I'm not sure. And then for
District A?
District A, we have Ramon Lopez of 4 Highlawn Ave and Vladimir Acevedo. That's it so far.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Fedolina hasn't pulled papers.
And Wendy hasn't pulled papers.
And Wendy hasn't pulled papers.
And no one for, I don't know, is Vivian going to run alone?
She pulled papers.
I know, and is Greg going to run alone?
Okay, now, both Brian DePina, President Mayor, and Juan M. Gonzalez, a.k.a. Manny Gonzalez, they have pulled papers for mayor.
Right.
And now we get into the...
Council at large.
I ruse again. I use the word ruse, the Japanese version of lose. There are 6 people. I'll do them.
So far there is 6. Who knows? There's,
I will do them alphabetically because that's the... Yeah, I'll say it. The Billy Galvin screwing I'm going to get.
Okay.
Freddie Diaz, Anna Levy, Selena Reyes. Now these are the way they're going to be alphabetical. No, they won't be.
No, they're not.
No,
because
they won't.
Selena and Anna Levy are incumbents.
Let's
so they'll
see.
be on
Reyes,
the top.
John Regal.
Mm-hmm. He's a new candidate. He's a new person.
Nilson Rosario.
Right.
He's and then me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Anna Levy and Selena, it will be Anna Levy and Selena, and then if Giovanni so decides to run for councilor at large,
he'll be the third
he will be the third name on the ballot.
Right.
And then the next 3 names would be, from what's here, would be John Regal, Nilson Rosario, and Billy Galvin's favorite candidate.
You forgot Freddie Diaz.
Oh, Freddie.
Yeah.
Okay, Freddie would be the first name of the of the great wannabe list, on the wannabe list. Did I say that nice enough?
You did.
You're smiling?
You did.
But no, that's what it is, and this is updated as of 20 minutes after 11 this morning.
Okay.
So I do keep up to date. I'm not talking out my my ear.
And a lot of people wait till till sometime in the middle, like, because you actually have to what, August 2nd to put papers? Or whatever it is?
Sometime in the first week of August, that the papers have to be in.
So like I said, I mean, especially if you're a regular, just a district, you only need 50 signatures.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can get that in like one day. Go around and get signatures.
Yeah, with a little bit of energy and effort.
Right.
I mean, since I started wearing these things with the side pockets, these are my little system.
Right.
They don't fit into the pockets anymore, because they used to wear blue jeans or black jeans, whatever you want to call them. They used to fit very nicely into the back pocket.
Yeah. But it's going to be an interesting election year. Let's face it, we all know that.
Let's see. Supposedly, the school committee, that is an unsalaried position right now.
Right.
We know what our friend Jonathan Guzman, he wanted salaries. I guess they're going to have a valid reason if there is going to be a school committee that is going to be functioning as a school committee. I really can't say no. You don't deserve a salary. I mean, back then when he wanted it when they were in receivership. Why should we pay you for something you have no control over?
But you also have to understand, before receivership, they never got paid.
Yeah.
So it's.
How many of them ever showed up for meetings?
Well,
It was only like 3 or 4, though. You had a quorum, and the quorum was the ones that did it.
Yeah.
Okay, city councilors, nothing's been done about raising their salary. They just got a raise last.
Well, but the budget hasn't come out yet, so are they going to ask for another raise?
They got to enact it. If they want to raise, they're going to have to get it passed on this term.
Yeah.
They went, let's see, last year or the last term, 21 to 23, the salary for the councilors at large, or the council, was $15,000. This time it went up to $20,000, with the council president getting an extra $2,500 because of added responsibility.
Okay. Yeah.
But
like I said, I don't know.
And the mayor's salary, from what I gather, is supposed to explode up to $200,000.
Which we have a special advisor making $200,000. What's the mayor making now? What are we seeing wrong with this? I don't know.
I have no issue with what a competent fire chief, a competent police chief makes, of them making more than the chief executive of the city.
Oh, I have no problem with that at all. I mean, every day a police officer puts on his uniform and goes out. You never know. Same with a firefighter.
I don't even think that the mayor is in the top 10 highest paid city employees. He makes, actually, he took a cut in pay on this last budget. He was making, previous budget, he was making $100,385. He took a cut in pay, $385 cut in pay, $100,000.
Okay.
Okay, I have no problems with the CEO, not the CEO.
The CAFO?
The CAFO, with him making that money.
Right.
Somewhere around, I think he was making somewhere above $175,000. Okay.
Yeah.
I got no issue. He
handles the money for the city.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
He has to know all of these archaic.
Yeah.
Not archaic, but bizarre financial rules.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have any issue with the city attorney being paid somewhere, anywhere Let's see, I think Tim is making somewhere around 150. I got no problem
No
with
problem
that.
with that.
Maybe, no, I won't say that. I was going to say maybe Kevin was trying to get a little extra bonus for asking Duggan for the $11,000. They could throw one hell of a Christmas party in the legal
yeah.
suite of this 200 Common Street.
Yeah. It's like,
God will get me for that.
What's good for you is not good for them. It's like,
Yeah,
I don't,
I know.
yeah.
DPW director, $175. Then they wanted to put on 2 associate commissioners,
They only got one.
one for inside and one for outside. How did we ever manage to do this for 40 years when we went from alderman to now?
I don't know.
You know,
And it's true.
and
Yeah.
nobody could answer whether the one that did get appointed to the $100,000 position, the associate, whether she got a
Stipend?
company vehicle.
Oh. Why would she need a company vehicle?
That's a
See,
friend.
my whole thing is, you know what? So they have vehicles, they keep them in DPW or wherever, and then you pick it up when you start work and you drop it off when you end work. You don't need to take it home. And you know, and if you have to get called out at night, then you look at your mileage and you ask for mileage. Why does everyone have to have a car? I don't understand this. That's totally ridiculous.
Not to disparage the woman that got the inside associate DPW commissioner's position. It's a paperwork job. What kind of emergency can happen that you need a vehicle?
Well, she's in charge if Jorge Jaime.
Somebody stole your stapler?
If Jorge Jaime is out of the country or out of the yeah, I don't know. But that's what I mean.
You know, I mean,
I don't understand why these people take home cars. For what? And you know what? And a lot of times, yes, someone is on call. The on-call person gets to take home a car.
there should be an on-call vehicle.
Exactly. We have all these Suburbans running around the city. For what? It's ridiculous.
I hear a lot of calls over the fire department radio of them responding to LHA property. They give them get a hold of their on-call. They can't get a hold of anybody. They're on-call people. I mean, I've also seen the same thing with inspectional service.
Yeah.
You know, again, no, I won't go
No,
there.
but I'm just saying. But you know, is there a schedule? What are the rules? You know, okay. So let's say John Doe. Okay, you're on call Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Mm-hmm. You get to take a car home, but maybe there's a cell phone strictly for person on call, and that's the number you call, not their their personal cell phone, not their home phone. That's the number you call, and they have to answer it.
At one point in time, I used to get emails saying who was the on-call DPW supervisor for weekends.
There probably isn't.
It doesn't happen anymore.
No. I mean, there's so many, like, you look at a lot of the stuff in the city and you say, why? I just don't understand. Why is this happening? Why is this going on? Why is this, common sense would tell you this is what you should do, but then common sense, forget it, because whoever's in charge of the department sometimes, well, they don't care. And it's always good to say, well, so-and-so it wasn't my fault. So-and-so it wasn't my fault. Okay, fine. Then stop blaming, I don't know. And don't blame the person who's on call. Blame the supervisor for not saying, okay, this is the rules. This is what has to be done.
Rules? What stinking rules?
I know we don't have
Where have I heard that one before?
We don't have any. I know we don't have any.
I wonder how he's doing. I miss him. I do. I really do. He would bring a certain degree of sanity back into Lawrence politics. That's not saying much.
No, it's not. But but it's neither here nor there. It's like, you know what, maybe clean house, maybe, see what's going on and get someone who says, okay, this is what we need to do. Not what, I don't know. It just,
you'll never see it. They will never accept anything in the way of suggestions that goes against their agendas.
Well, that's true. That's true.
In fact, I did file another public record request regarding the individuals who were on the Collins Commission report list for the last 3 years, the end of the fiscal year. Oh, we're getting ready.
A minute?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I want to wish everyone a happy Easter, which is this Sunday. It's like,
Can I?
Yes, go ahead.
Have you been in the supermarket and seen Coca-Cola bottles with yellow caps on them?
No. Why?
Okay. I found out why. I saw that on...
Why?
The yellow-capped Coca-Cola bottles and 2-liter bottles are geared to those of the Jewish faith. The religious tenets preclude high fructose.
Oh, okay.
And the Coca-Cola with the yellow caps has a very low fructose.
Let's put it this way. I'm not a Coke person, so I would never buy it anyway.
But again, it makes me. I know I diverge, but it makes me wonder about when I had to walk up to IVCS. I'd stop at Dunkies there across the town line, and they had Pepsi with orange caps. No, I wonder if the orange caps were similar.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Interesting. But anyway, I hope the Easter Bunny brings you lots of candy.
We had a good Easter Bunny
we had a good Easter Bunny breakfast at the center.
Yeah.
LNAP, Recreation Department. It worked out really. 105 people. It's in the Tribune. Pictures.
It's a shame. It's a shame I don't have a Facebook page because I got a couple of beautiful pictures of the mayor. With the ears.
All right, so we will see you in a couple weeks. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the warm weather.
Yes.
Bye.
Okay.